Am I audible, sir? Entrepreneurship is not about the destination. It is all about the journey. So let's start a step in this journey. Hello and a very good afternoon to all. A very warm welcome to this enlightening session pitching workshop organized by IFAME. I am Marcy Parmar and today I have the pleasure for being your host. So before starting the event, on the behalf of IFAME, I heartily welcome our guest speaker, Ms. Vandana Sharma, manager at ECEL Acropolis Institution. So before handing over the session to such knowledgeable and well-experienced personality, I would like to tell you all about the CRISP of our IFAME. IFAME, Entrepreneurship Cell of CDGI Group of Institutions. It stands for Innovation at the Fulcrum of Activation, Motivation and Energy. The main motto of our ECEL is to promote entrepreneurship among the young generation. So to accomplish our aim, we conduct various activities like sessions, webinars, competitions, discussion, panel discussions, and many other things. As in last 3 months, we conduct various sessions like general orientation of our ECEL, business model canvas, a session on is college the right time to start up, a life story of an entrepreneur, and many other sessions. So today we come up with this enlightening session, the pitching workshop. So as we all know that funds are the basic requirement to start a startup. But do you know why most of the startups and businesses do not get funding? One of the main reasons is bad pitch. As pitching is an art and it is the most prominent aspect of entrepreneurship. Every entrepreneur should master in the pitching skill. So to explore more about pitching, that what the pitching is, what is the importance of pitching, what are the techniques of pitching, how to prepare a pitch deck, how to get funding, and many other important aspects regarding pitching, I would like to invite an amazing personality with incredible knowledge and experience. Yes, she is none other than Miss Vandana Sharma, manager at ECEL Acropolis Institution. She is certified entrepreneurship educator from National Entrepreneurship Network. She is also certified innovation ambassador by AICTE MHRD Innovation Cell. She has 10 years of strong working experience as an entrepreneurship educator, startup mentor, and in the field of developing entrepreneurship ecosystem, mentoring, training, licensing, and building a strong corporate relationships. She is working towards the student development and mentoring various innovative ideas. So I request our audience that if they have any questions regarding entrepreneurship and the topic pitching, so put it on the chat box. And guys, we have the opportunity to have interaction with such personality, so get benefited by it. So without any further ado, I request Ms. Vandana to come up on the spotlight. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mansi, for such a great introduction. And yes, of course, like you well said, that pitching is an art. So we are going to talk a bit about this art. Before starting, I really want to make one thing clarified to all the audience, that since we are talking about the topic that is pitching, but we can talk about innovation, we can talk about entrepreneurship. If you have any doubt related to that, you can drop a query in the chat.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Just a minute. I want to start from slide 1. Okay. So I'll talk about pitching, what exactly pitching is. So pitching is not only for idea you have to sell. Pitching is not only about entrepreneurship you have to talk. Pitching is your routine work. Like just now you talked about IFAME. So when you are telling about IFAME, you're pitching IFAME, right? You are making everyone aware about IFAME. When you orient your student about your ECEL, you're pitching your ECEL before those target audience or those students. So it is all about that you are selling. When you go for an interview, you pitch before the interviewer, means you sell yourself in front of them. Why? Because they are there to understand who is your investor. Know profile well of your investor. What are his previous investments? What ventures he have invested previously? So that you'll understand the profiling of that particular investor, and you have to tweak, you have to twist, twist your pitch deck accordingly. You can't see, there is no standard pitch deck. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होता है मार्केट में कि दिस इज द पिच डेक, इसको कॉपी करो और इसके हिसाब से आपको पिच बनाना है. नो, देयर इज नथिंग लाइक दैट. Pitch deck is something you need to sell, so you have to understand who is your customer. आप किसके सामने बेचने जा रहे हो, तो मतलब आपका इन्वेस्टर कौन है, किसके सामने आप पिचिंग करने जा रहे हो. So you have to twist your pitch deck accordingly. So the very important thing is know your investor. Why? Because you are hitting on your investor, because he is the person who is going to pull in money in your company. Next, understand the needs and motivation. Needs and motivation, like, see, few investors are there to bring change in society. Few investors are there who are only there to make money. Few investors are there who are there to network. Few investors are there who actually want to empower women. आपको ये समझना बहुत जरूरी है, the person you are pitching before, the panel you are pitching before, what is their need and motivation, so that again you can hit on that point. What is the need and motivation? Next is go deep into the challenge of customers. So of course you are going to identify the problem. You are solving some problem. When you are pitching an idea, it means you are solving some problem. तो आप किसी प्रॉब्लम को केटर कर रहे हो, किसी प्रॉब्लम को एड्रेस कर रहे हो. आपको ये समझना बहुत जरूरी है कि वो कितना डीप प्रॉब्लम है आपके कस्टमर के लिए. फॉर एन एग्जांपल, आई विल गिव यू वन एग्जांपल. Recently, in one mentoring session, I came to know about one idea. One student said, "Ma'am, I have an idea that student feel a lot of complication in making decision. So I want to make a device or a software which can help them in taking decision." Now tell me one thing, it is a problem, true, but are you ready to pay for that problem, to solve that problem? No. When you feel conflicted, when you feel confused about taking any decision, you go to your friends, you go to family, you talk to your mother, you talk to your parents, you talk to your mentor, and you get it resolved and you landed to some decision. ज्यादा होता है तो हम क्या करते हैं, we do survey, we get questionnaire filled, and we landed to one decision. Are you going to buy any such product which will help you in taking decision? No, I'm not going to pay the money for that. It means it is a problem, but it is not a problem for the entire audience or the market you are going to cater. So you would need to understand one thing when you are pitching before investor. Is it a real problem? First thing. Second thing, how deep that problem is. Means I am going to buy that by deep heartedly. मैं उसके लिए पैसा देने को तैयार हूँ. It is that deep dive problem. So that is the major role that you need to understand, that how deep is that problem, and you have to communicate this to your investor, how deep that problem is. Next, gather the tool that will make your pitch stand out. So tools like, for example, use images, use icons. You have to make your pitch deck as much attractive as it can. Nobody is sitting there to read lot of content on the slide, lot of articles, lot of research work on your slide. No, they want to hear your story. They want to know from you. That is from horse's mouth. So you are horse for them. So they want to know story from you. So you have to speak. You don't have to write a lot much content. Use images, use infographics, use icons, use videos if you can. Why? Because that communicate really well. So that actually makes your pitch deck strong. And the very important thing, your pitch deck can be more strong if you're confident, if you're sure about your product, if you know everything about your product, then your pitch stand out. Next, create a beautiful, powerful presentation. So that I already covered in the tools, like you should use infographics, videos, images, etc. Have an up-to-date mock-up of a product. Okay, so I'll give you one example. I'll show you one video in the last. Before that, I'll give you one example. There is one company, Green Soul. Now, Green Soul is a company which is manufacturing shoes out of the used sole of the shoes. For an example, I'm using Adidas shoes. Now, the sole of that Adidas shoes is perfectly fine, and I throw that in the garbage. Okay. Now this Green Soul company collects such shoes. They remove the sole of that particular shoes and they redesign it and they prepare a slipper out of it. आप वो सोल को आप स्लीपर में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो. Okay, so this is a very amazing product. Sachin Tendulkar have donated money to it, and it is on a global world. They are doing a lot of social work, lot of social enterprises they have. So it's a very good thing. Now, when they first went, I know them since last 4 5 years. So when they first went to their pitching competition, or when they went to the investors panel, they took their shoes along with them, and that sleeper they manufactured along with them. Now you're understanding the story we're telling. When I'm speaking about my product and when I'm carrying my product in hand, what will give more impact? The product you're carrying in your hand, right? Why? Because I can showcase that particular product. If your product or services is like that, you cannot showcase in physical mode, prepare a video of it. If you have any prototype which can be tested, prepare a video of it. Understand one thing. आप कोई मूवी देखते हो वो आपको बहुत अच्छे से याद रहती है instead of reading a book, right? Because it's a consciousness of a mind that captures the visual effect more. So if you showcase the video, if you give the live example, that will actually impact and that will make investor understand what exactly your product is all about. Then I don't have any question related to, at least related to your product, because I have seen your product live, because I know about your product. So possibly I'll have a question related to marketing strategy, possibly I'll have a question related to investment, business model, etc. But I'll not have any doubt about your product because I have seen your product live. Next is testimonial from your customer, current investors. It is very important thing. It really impacts. When you are preparing any pitch deck, when you are giving any presentation, it is very important. Talk on numbers, give figures, give testimonial, give video testimonial. Why? Because it is the authentic thing. It is that thing which make your product authentic, which make them feel that yes, it is actually existing product, people are using it, people are giving a positive feedback about it, and they are working live in the market. So when you talk on numbers, when you talk about your even your failure stories, when you talk about your customer feedback, when you talk about your partner feedback, when you talk about your investor feedback, if you have any, it gives me validity. अब मुझे आपके प्रोडक्ट को वैलिडेट नहीं करना है, इससे ये प्रूव हो जाता है इट इज अ वैलिडेटेड प्रोडक्ट बिकॉज इट इज देयर इन द मार्केट, पीपल आर यूजिंग इट एंड दे आर giving the feedback, so it validates completely. So that is why it is very important to use testimonials. Use film promotional or explainer video, like I just now said. If you don't have any product in hand, if you have a product whose video can be showcased, try using that, because that actually reach to the investor, that actually make them understand what exactly the product is all about. So these are few important things before making pitch deck. These are the things you should remember, you should keep in mind that yes, I have to focus on certain things. I already said that pitch deck is not a standard thing, something which can be changed or which have some important points or the bullet points that these should be there in the pitch deck. एक universal pitch deck का format है, हमको वो copy paste करना है. No, it is not like that. You can change it as per your choice, but you need to understand what are those important factors, what are the important components which should be there in your pitch deck. So now I'll come to pitch deck. So first of all, possibly few of the people do not know what pitch deck is, and I'm talking so long about pitch deck. So pitch deck is a presentation. It is a presentation. You are pitching before the investors about your product. You are talking before the investors about your product through one presentation. That is a pitch deck. You are talking before the investor about your idea to get money, to get funding for your idea. So with reference to that, these are few important components which needs to be covered in one standard pitch deck. I'll explain each point with one of the example, because I am going to cover one narrative story which will clarify these points clearly. So there is one product in the market, Mom's Cart. Mom's Cart is a e-commerce product, and it is designed by Aman Porwal. He's my mentee, and I'm mentoring this product. It is there in the market since last 1 year. and he's doing really well now. And when he was in second year, he came up with this idea, although he came up with lot many ideas, but this is that where he sticked that yes, I'm going to pursue this particular thing. So Mom's Cart is a company which is selling edible items, edible like perishable, non-perishable items, like example, packed namkeen, packed biscuits, wafers, and these are regional based. Now, the important factor about this product is in this only homemakers or women who are manufacturing product at their house are working. The name itself signifies mom's card. That is moms who are manufacturing or who are producing these products are working in this. It is a restriction. हमने ये limit कर दिया है. Now, first thing, he is working into women entrepreneurship domain. तो उसका इन्वेस्टर कौन होना चाहिए? जो women को एम्पावर करना चाहता है या जिसका फोकस एरिया women है. So now I'll narrate the entire thing on the basis of this particular product. So the first thing is outline the problem with a story. In respective pitch deck, what you have to keep in mind is outline the problem with a story. So what is his story? He went for his internship in Bangalore. He went Bangalore for internship of around 2 months. Now there he felt like I want namkeen of Indore because he's Indori. So he always need that namkeen in his food essential thing. So now he need that namkeen, but he could not find that in entire Bangalore. Then he requested mother to please send namkeen because I am really feeling कि मुझे वो namkeen चाहिए. I want those biscuits of Indore. He got delivered. This idea came from that. Now, possibly, it is not a very big problem. It is not a problem for the people who don't love food, but it is a problem for the people who love food, who are there, who are not there in their town, but they need a product of their own town. So, it is important to start a pitch with the story. Now, what is the story in this? That I went to internship, I could not find Indore namkeen, and I feel like I should get that namkeen. And then I came to know that there are a lot many people who are not there in their towns or who are not there at their place, but they need a product, but they need an edible item of their hometown. How to get that? So can we have such an e-commerce platform which can bridge the gap of these people? Yes. Now that is the problem he identified. And he tried to resolve it. So that's a story. So it is important. See, understand. Story is our emotional and the business balance, that how you are identifying the problem and how you're going to target it emotionally and how you're going to cater it. So that is he's doing out of it. What's the solution for this? Mom's Cut is the solution for this. Got it? So in pitch deck, you cover the two components. First, outline the problem with a story, then your solution. Next is who's your target market. Now, target market is a big word. We can't say my target market is entire India or a globe is my target market. No, it is a market. It is not your target market. Market is where your customer exists. But target market is whom you are addressing. या जिसको ध्यान में रखकर आप अपना product design कर रहे हो. So, who's your target market? If I talk about in case of Mom's Cart, since I'm taking example of Mom's Cart, is those students or those people who are not at their local residential area and they need a edible item of their own place. For an example, residents of Indore who's working in Mumbai or residents of Indore who's working in Bangalore could not find a Ratlami namkeen or Ratlami save there. So I can get it delivered from Indore. Now, who is working in Indore are these moms who are manufacturing this namkeen at home. ये मेरे seller हैं और मेरे buyer कौन हैं? Those students or those people who are not at their place. So these are my buyer. So understand, this is target market. Target market is a small niche of market you are manufacturing a product for, not a big market. If I talk in case of Mom's Cart, snack market is a big market, but entire snack market is not my market. My market is that piece of market who are not residing at their native place and they need a product of their native place. Now next I'll come to, so these, here we covered story, you narrated, that you mentioned the problem through that story, then you gave the example or you discovered the solution, that is your product or service. Then who's your target market? आपका customer कौन है? आपके product को कौन खरीदने वाला है? Next, revenue model or business model. Now, revenue model, business model is the very key part in pitch deck. Why? Because the investor sitting in front of you, the investor who's listening to your pitch deck is interested in making money, is interested in your business model. So, revenue model, business model is how you make money out of this. Again, I'll give you the example of Mom's Card. So, Mom's Card is making money through the commission. That is, moms who are delivering the product. For an example, that product is of 40 rupees and I am getting that particular product in 42 rupees. Means the customer is getting that product in 42 rupees. So the 2 rupee, the margin price is basically the money or the profit or the business model or the revenue model of Mom's Card. Second, the subscriber, of course, because they have a Play Store application, so subscriber, ads, these are some indirect business model or the income source they do have. Next is your success is traction. When I'm going to pitch my product before investor, understand one thing, investor will never invest in an idea. Investor will never invest from scratch. Investor will invest only in the idea, only in the product where you have pool in your money. Why? Because if you can't take a risk of your money, why investor will go and get risk of his money? So it is very important to talk about what investment you have done. Have you bootstrapped money? आपने bootstrapping किया है क्या? अगर bootstrapping किया है तो किससे किया है? आपने पैसा किससे लिया है? मम्मी से लिया, पापा से लिया, फ्रेंड से लिया? Means you have pool in some money. Means you owe some risk at yourself also. You are not just putting all on risk on investor. Now, since I have already invested a money, possibly I have some return on it. That also I have sale. मैंने कुछ सेल किया है, मैंने कुछ ट्रैक्शन बनाया है, मैंने कुछ माइलस्टोन सेट किए हैं, कुछ अचीवमेंट किया है. फॉर एन एग्जांपल, इन मॉम्स कार्ड केस, when he go for pitching, he'll talk about the numbers. Like for example, I have 1000 downloads till now, I have addressed 500 customers till now, we have renewable customer around 200. So these are milestone and numbers you're talking about, these are tractions you're talking about. I have make a business of around 5 lakh per month, my turnover is this. So that is like traction, but that should be, it should not be approximate, it should be a number. A number means which talk about the value of a product, which talk about the investment you have done and the return you have get till now. So it should be a good number. Next, our customer acquisition, that is whom you are going to acquire. We'll talk about like हमारा जो target market है, हम उसमें से किसको cater करने वाले हैं. So here you are going to acquire the people who are not the native, who are not at their native place, who are residing somewhere out, and they want to have their city product or their native place product, edible products. So these are our target customer or customer acquisition. हम किसको acquire करने वाले हैं, हम किसको अपना product sell करने वाले हैं. That is important here. Next will come your team. That's the most crucial part of any venture, most important part of any pitch deck. Reason your team, why your team is so important? Because the person who is going to fund your particular venture, the person who is going to pull in the money is going to put that money on that particular team. वो पैसा उस team के ऊपर लगा रहा है. Because investor can be a mentor, but investor is not going to work with you. Ultimately, your team have to work. Now, for example, in future, there's a conflict between your team breaks, and you shut down your venture, will be at loss, investor. So that is why this team, the authenticity of this team, the passion area of this team, the experience of this team really matters a lot. I'll give you one example. Investors do not invest in the company where husband and wife both are partners. Why? Because their family problem can affect my venture. Their family problem can affect my investment. So that is why I don't make investment in the people where they are working at their house also, they have their family life also, and they have their professional life also. Second, so it is not that it's a rule. There is one company, I'll name that. It is from Indore itself only, Vayu India. So now Vayu India, both the directors are husband and wife, and they both are running the company very well, and they got the investment also. But just in case, I'm saying that it is not the preferred area of investors. Second, investor want people in the team with different domain. Different domain, like for example, if you have a tech product, but you don't have a person in your team as a founding member or a co-founding member from a tech background, means you need to outsource that person, you need to give the rights of your company to that person, you have to disclose everything to that person, then it will become a bit complex. Why? Because you are hiring a person. When you are hiring a person, the person can leave also, then again you have to hire a person. So it's a lengthy process. So team play a very important role in any of the pitch deck. You should have a very strong team. Financial projections, talk about your balance sheets, talk about your expenditures, talk about your revenue, talk about sources of income you have. So give them financial projection of last 1 year and upcoming 2 years. You should have a plan that yes, I'm going to make this much of money. Why? Because understand, you're there to get the money, they are there to make the money. So you have to showcase them that number that they should get a benefit. मुझे मेरे इन्वेस्टमेंट का अगर 70% रिटर्न नहीं मिल रहा है, investor is not going to make the money. Investor is not going to pull the money. Why? Because I am here to make money out of it. मैं बैंक में जाके पैसा लगा दूँ if I am not getting return from that. So you have to project in such a way that investor actually makes money with a strategy. It is not like that I am saying that after today I have a revenue or a turnover of around 1 crore, and after 1 year I'll have a revenue or a turnover of 100 crores. No. Talk with the strategy. You do have. I'm not saying you can't have. You do have, but talk about the strategy. How? How you can have this particular financial projection. Next, your competitor. Your competition is very important. Why? Because you are there to stand out in the market. How you are going to fight with your market, they know your competitor. I'll again give you one example. One of my students again is working on one of the product, and that product is like, it can design, it can fit clothes your clothes. You can test your clothes in a virtual way. He came up with this particular idea, but the research was bad. He don't know that there's already such a product. Style Cracker is there in the market. Style Cracker is doing the same thing. So how you're going to defeat Style Cracker, you need to understand that. So if I talk about the competitor of Mom's Card, there is Big Basket in the market. How you going to break the market of Big Basket? How you going to fight with them? You have to come up with a strategy also. Why? Because if someone is there in the market, big player is there in the market, how you will survive? If you can't survive for 4 or 5 years, you will die, your product will die. So you have to understand, you have to make people understand how you will survive. What is your survival strategy? How you are unique from your competitor. Next, your funding needs. That's the very important thing. I am there in pitch deck. I am there to ask for funding. मैं पैसा लेने आई हूँ. So it is very important. Talk upfrontly. I need 1 crore rupees. For what? You have to mention that also. That is a breakup of that 1 crore rupees. For example, you need 50 lakh rupees for tech support. You need 20 lakh rupees for infrastructure support. You need 1 lakh rupees for your marketing strategy. You need 20 lakh rupees for your team formation, etc. So you have to ask straightforward, this much money is needed, and this is the breakup of that money. Then only they can understand whether they can show their intent in your market or not. Next, you have a perfect pitch. How you have a perfect pitch, or what are those important things you should have in your perfect pitch? It should be concise and interesting. Your pitch should be interesting. Your pitch should be brief. Don't talk more than 7 to 9 minutes in pitching. Why? Because you need to give them also time to ask queries. Have a personal anecdote. Like I said, you should have a personal connect. Talk story. When you narrate story, you have a personal connect. Be enthusiastic. You should have energy. Why? You're talking about your product. You need money. You should have a love for your product. You should showcase you have a love and passion for your product. Communicate your goal, what you want to achieve. Like in case of Mom's Card, he want to empower women and make money, both the things. So I am targeting my goal. I'm communicating my goal to you. Know exactly what you need, what you want. You have to understand that really well. आपको क्या चाहिए? That is, you want to make image, build a product. You need to make money. You need to establish in the market. You need to cater any community. So you have to be very much clear about that. Leave with action plan. You should give them a clear cut action plan, that this I'll be doing with a milestone, with the deadlines. Till December 2021 I'll achieve this. Till February 2022 I'll do this. And the most important thing, practice. When you prepare a pitch deck, you should practice as much as you can. Now, you might have heard about the word elevator pitch. So, I directly came to this point, elevator pitch, because I already mentioned about pitch and pitch deck. Now, the elevator pitch, possibly many of you have heard about it. So, it is, I have taken this image from Google because I liked it. So, elevator pitch is when you meet someone, you should be ready. It is not important you are getting an opportunity to always give a presentation. You should be ready with your pitch deck in your mind. Possibly you meet some of the investor in an elevator when he is going up. You can join him. You can pitch your idea there only. So what are those important factors you can talk about? And you have a time period of around 30 seconds, 1 minute, not more than that. So how you have to talk about that? First thing, who you are, आप कौन है, what you do, and what is your product, what makes you unique, what are those things which is innovative about your product, or what is that particular thing you need to address, or what is that you are different from, how do you do it, and who does it affect, means आपके प्रोडक्ट से किसको फर्क पड़ने वाला है, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. हु इज योर कस्टमर, अंडरस्टैंड दैट. हु इज योर कस्टमर whom you are going to sell, that you have to understand. So that is elevator pitch. Elevator pitch is a short crisp pitch. When you don't have presentation, you meet someone in cafe, you meet someone in elevator, you have a time period of 30 seconds, 1 minute to pitch about your idea. Possibly it interests them, and it happens, it actually interests people when you talk crisp. So here you have to set a story. That is all about elevator pitch. Now I want to show you one video of pitching, and what are those essential things in pitching. I'll tell you about that. So I'll request host to please play the video of Green Soul. This will give the example that what are those essential things you should remember while pitching, and you should focus while you're preparing any pitch deck. So host, can you please help me by sharing this video, by playing this video?
Tanmeet, can you play the video?
Should I play? If it works, you can check it out.
You can just click on the share screen, and then there is an option of share sound. Just click on it if you can. Okay, Tanmeet is doing.
Thank you, Tanvi.
Hi, this is Shreyans Bhandari here.
Yeah, it is not audible. So till that time, I'll tell about Green Soul. Green Soul is a company by Shreyans Bhandari and his partner. I have already given an example. Understand how he
I'm
pitched
23.
about his idea.
Hi, this is Shreyans Bhandari here. I'm 23
Yes, it is audible.
years old, CEO and Hi, this is Shreyans Bhandari here. I'm 23 years old, CEO and co-founder at Green Soul. Ramesh and I started Green Soul back in December 2013, and this is a company which is into recycling of old shoes into new slippers, which are then being donated to people in need across India. We primarily donate these footwear to children, which are in the age group of 6 to 16 years. We have donated about 300 schools in all different villages, and these are primarily students who have to walk to schools from long distances. So as soon as we go to these villages, we have a talk with them. We tell them what is it about, why these footwear, importance of wearing them, where there's a whole team of volunteers, even the corporate who's sponsoring, they also join us at times. Then at places we also have medical camps where we check whether they have any footwear diseases before we actually hand out the footwear. This was around 2013. I was in second year of college, and being athletes, we were running at Priyadarshini Park, Mumbai, and we used to throw a lot of old shoes. And Ramesh had made the first prototypes of the footwear, of refurbishing into upcycled footwear. And that's when we met and started discussing of what can be the broader picture. As we did a lot of research, we went and participated in business plan competitions. That's when we got the idea that this is actually a product which is solving a major requirement. Like there are 1.5 billion people who don't have a pair of footwear as per WHO report, and about 350 million pairs go in landfills each year. So initially there were a lot of problems like no technical expertise, no finance. We won a couple of business plan competitions. One was from IIT Bombay, which gave us around 3 lakh rupees, then some seed capital from friends and family. So in all we had like 10 lakh rupees to start the company. We found out that there's a whole community of 2 lakh people within Mumbai itself where footwear are being manufactured. So we went there and we outsourced and got a few samples made. 2 years after that, we partnered with Ram Exports. So they have a huge facility here where we have a warehouse office. As soon as we started, we were running at Priyadarshini Park. So we put up a box right there where people could put their shoes. We used to personally collect them, take it to the refurbishing unit where the prototypes were being made, and made a few samples out of it. What happens is that as soon as the old shoes comes to the factory, it's disassembled. And then these are different shoes coming from different categories. So they have to be standardized, die cut, and then a separate upper is made and then it's put together. So collection happens pan-India. It's made, recycled in Bombay and then distributed all across India. We have 40 corporates partnering with us. We also have footwear brands like Adidas, Skechers, who sponsor the recycling of these footwear, and they gave us about 200 rupees per pair. So every pair that is being recycled, it's being sponsored by a corporate or an individual. And if you go for the donation range where you want to buy a pair and then donate it to someone, that is 199 per pair. And then if you want to buy it for yourself and support the cause, that is from 600 till 1200. As of today, it's 62,000 pairs which have been recycled and donated. We have saved more than 2.5 lakh pounds of carbon emissions, and we've donated to more than 350 schools across 10 to 12 states in India.
Thank you, Tanvi. Okay, so like all the components we covered today, that what is important when you showcase your pitch deck. So this is a pitch. This is a pitch of Shreyans Bhandari. That he talked about his customer, he talked about where he started from, he talked about his journey, he talked about the people he impacted, he talked about his product. images, video, everything. Now this video used to play everywhere whenever you go for an investment. Testimonials he have, benefits he's talking about, social impact he's making. Understand all these things are very important. Why I shared this? Because he is one of you. That is, he is one of the students. And now he's running his own venture. He started his venture when he was in second year of BBA. He's from Indore College, Mumbai. So he started his venture from second year. So if you have any idea, don't hitch. Just start it from today. When you are in college, the best part of college is you have huge lot of time to fail. If you fail, you don't lose anything. Post college, if you fail, you lose on time. Although you're learning many things, but still there is a societal pressure. What you're doing, you've done your engineering, you've done your graduation part. Ab kya kar rahe ho? But in college, you don't have all these things. So that's why there are two more videos, but due to lack of time, I'm not going to play that. We'll share the link with you. I'll request Manmeet to please share the link with students so that they can watch it around later on. These are three of the best video, and there is one video of Chatter Putter. So Chatter Putter is a brand of Indore, and Mr. Prashant Kulkarni is the founder of this. And he went to Walls, Shark Walls. Hope you have heard about the pitching contest. He went there for pitching. So it's his video. It's a very, very strong video. Do watch it out. Manmeet will share link with you all. So this all is from my side. Yes, of course, I want to do one more thing. That is, I want to share the pitch deck, sample pitch deck I have with me. I'll request Manmeet to share that with the participant later on. But I'll just go through it once so that you all can see that. So can I share my screen? Okay, so is it visible? Mansi, can you please confirm if it is visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay, so this is a Vadvani Foundation pitch deck, and this why I am sharing this with you all is I want to give credit to Vadvani Foundation of this because they have covered maximum important thing and they explained it really well. So this is the sample pitch deck. First, you have to talk about us. That is, first you have to talk about your organization, about your venture, about the startup. That is who you are. Like we talk in our components also, like we talk in elevator pitch also, who you are, you have to talk first. Next is in this post when you have talked about who you are, you have to pitch deck. मतलब आप किसके लिए pitch deck बना रहे हो? Whom you are going to address. So that is your investor. Talk accordingly. Then what are the mistakes they have mentioned in this? Now important part. Yes. So the elevator pitch, that is a crisp pitch of 30 seconds to 1 minute, talking about your particular product. Then traction, numbers, like we talk, what profit you have made, problem and solution, what you have identified, you have to talk about that. Who's your market, then your product, then your business model, means your revenue model. We already discussed on that, so I'm not going to waste more time. Market approach and strategy, how you're going to reach to the market, how you're going to acquire the market. For an example, if I have any product which is into medical field, हम medicine पे बात कर रहे हैं, तो हम medical field में अपने market, अपने customer तक कैसे जाएंगे? So I'm going to collaborate with these retail market players, or I'm going to collaborate with the industries, or I'm going to do some donation camp for this. So this is all about, you need to make them understand how you're going to reach to your customer. Next, team key stakeholder, that is who's your advisor or investor. Financials, projection, we already talked. Competition, investment, kitna paisa chahiye humko. That is important. Then your elevator pitch, we already talked. Traction, problem, we already talked. So this is like what I have mentioned. So this is a complete pitch deck which explain everything. If you want, you can request Manmeet. I'll share this with Manmeet. Manmeet or Mansi have that right to share with you. If they don't, they'll not share. So this all is from my side. If students have any query, I'm open to take questions. I enjoyed the session. I don't know about the audience. I hope I have clarified what is expected. So over to Mansi.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening our audience with your incredible knowledge. I hope the audience will also enjoy this and the thoughts of our audience become more clear after this. So there are some questions from audience side. That the first question is, what is the most important thing which we have to keep in mind while
Sorry, Mansi, I could not hear you. Your voice break in
okay.
between.
Ma'am, there is a question from audience side that what is the most important thing which we have to keep in mind while pitching?
You have to talk from heart. Don't copy anyone. Don't copy any video. Don't copy style of anyone. It is your product. Talk from your heart. Be confident what you're talking. It should not look like you're reading. It should not look like you have copied. It should not look like someone else have prepared for you, because it is your product. Understand, you are talking, it is like your baby, you are talking, you are pitching your baby. Are you getting my point? So you, it should come from heart. That's the most important thing.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. The another question is there is a professional course of entrepreneurship from where we can learn how to prepare pitch deck and all this?
Okay, so I am not going to promote any organization in that case. Uh, yes, but there are lot many courses which are there. So I will tell you one very short thing, that everything is there available on YouTube. But you should have a mentor in your life. Why? Because mentor can teach you at every point of time. No course can teach you that. Only mentor can teach you. So there are lot many courses. EDI Ahmedabad is doing lot many courses. Even we are coming up shortly with a course. So I'm not going to promote that here. But the important thing is, if you're doing any course also, that course cannot cover everything. If for an example, I'm facing any problem with my team member, मुझे अपनी team member के साथ कोई conflict आ गया है organization में run करने में, मुझे partnership divide करना नहीं आ रहा है, course कैसे help करेगा? A person who knows you very well, a person who's there to guide you, can actually teach you things. So you should have mentor. आपके पास mentor जरूर होना चाहिए. That is very important. Mentor आपकी मम्मी नहीं होना चाहिए. Mentor आपका दोस्त नहीं होना चाहिए. That is the most important thing. I hope.
Okay.
So please explore EDI Ahmedabad website. So they have lot many courses in entrepreneurship. You can have any one of them. Vadvani Foundation came up with one of the global course recently. You can join that also.
Ma'am, there is another question from audience that how can we find a right mentor who can understand our situation? Am I audible, ma'am, now?
You are audible, but question is not clear to me.
Okay. Ma'am, there is another question that how can we find a proper mentor who can understand our situation, our abilities, our capabilities and all? How can we get?
Okay, how can we get a mentor? Mentor they are talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so see, mentor can be your faculty. Mentor can be investor. Mentor can be from any of the networks. You understand there are a lot many networks, entrepreneurs network available in the market, where there are a lot many mentors. So you can have a professional mentor. You can have unprofessional mentor also. You can find faculty from your college. Why? Because you understand they are there, they understand you really well. And they can talk about you, they can guide you really well. Mentor can be your senior. Mentor can be from any of the organization who's working into entrepreneurship. So mentor हम कैसे find करते हैं? They meet. It is like that. It is by luck. Someone finds, someone not find. Although there is organization for finding mentors also. So you can find good mentors at Startup India. स्टार्टअप इंडिया पर जाइए आप, आपको बहुत सारे मेंटर्स की लिस्ट मिल जाएगी वहां पर. आप अपने डोमेन के हिसाब से मेंटर सिलेक्ट भी कर सकते हैं वहां पर. एंड इट इज फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. यू डोंट हैव टू पे एनीथिंग टू स्टार्टअप इंडिया. सो यू कैन फाइंड mentor. Now that mentor understand your mentality, that is actually by luck.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you. And there is another question that what to do if pitching fails?
Pitching fails.
Yes, ma'am.
So pitching fails 100 times. You just have to improve. Don't think that the first time you're pitching, you'll get money. No, if you're going with that mindset, you are not in a right mindset then. Pitching fails 100 times. And you have to be in that practice that you fail. Why? Because if you fail, you learn. Understand one thing. Don't ever come back from any pitching competition without networking with the investor, without taking feedback from them. This is what refines your pitching. This is what makes your pitch very strong. So if you're not getting money, is not always possibly you'll get mentor there, possibly you'll get very good network there, possibly you'll get an investor who's not ready to invest today, but after 1 year he may invest in your company. So ऐसा होता है. So understand one thing, when you are into entrepreneurship, you have to be very outspoken. You have to, आपको ये सोचना है, I can connect anyone. मैं किसी से भी बात कर सकता हूँ. So network. You don't know the person. हो सकता है कि I'm not an investor, but I came in any of the event and I meet the investor and that particular student, I like his idea और मैं investment कर दूँ. Although I'm not an investor, but मुझे पसंद आ गया आपका idea, तो मैं investment कर सकती हूँ. So you don't know where you can find an investor. It is not always about the pitching competition. I give you an example of elevator pitch. I told you that you can find an investor in cafe also. Now that person is not a registered investor. That can be a CEO of a company. That can be a founder of a company. Okay, so pitching fails 100 times. Be sure about it. So you just have
to. Okay, thank you, ma'am. So there is a. So thank you, ma'am. I hope thoughts of our audience and the audience will get the perfect answer from your side. So there's a last question from my side is that what excites you most about entrepreneurship?
Okay, so that's the love answer I'll give you. So because it is not like a planned path, यहाँ सब कुछ नया होता है रोज. And the most important thing, I get an opportunity to work with students. That is the most important part. I get an opportunity to work with innovative minds. I get an opportunity to work with students who are building an idea, who are working to build an enterprise. So they always come up with new things and it is refining me as well daily. So entrepreneurship is not a plain path, it's a roller coaster ride and we daily face some of the other challenges and that excites me. And I love to work with student community.
So much, ma'am.
So I am ready. If anyone have any questions later, if anyone want to connect later, can connect me. I've shared my contact details also. So you can connect me later. When required, you can find me on LinkedIn. So I am open to help to find mentor. Answer of the question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so.
Thank you, Mansi.
Okay. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
On behalf of IFAME,
I would like to add one point. The thing is, we will add the link in the description for ma'am's LinkedIn handle, so you can connect ma'am over LinkedIn using the link in the description. So kindly you can go in the description of our chat of our YouTube video. Then there you can find the videos that ma'am have mentioned. All the links are provided there, and other than that, you can also connect with ma'am through that link also. So thank you. That's it from my side.
So that's all for today. On behalf of IFAME, I heartily thank Vandana ma'am for being joining with us and enlighten our audience with her knowledge. A big thank to all of you for being part of this session. And at last but not least, very thank you to our team Growth Hackers, because without our team, this session is not possible. At last, I would like to say that build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to build theirs. So thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mansi. Thank you, Tanvi. Thank you, team IFAME. Thank you so much. You people are doing a great job.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Should I leave?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks, Lauren. Good day, ma'am.
Good day.
The session is over. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day.